Dude, I literally went to go to the bathroom. I went to the main screen, the main title screen that we saw last time. Uh, and and then I went to go to the bathroom, and on my way back to the room, the door was closed, and it just had the music going on from the title screen, and the damn room sounded like a horror movie was happening. And I was like, I don't know about this. Still went in though, because I would be one of the people to die in a horror movie. Like I said last time, this stuff we just shouldn't do. I glanced at the minimum attendance chart. In the end, I had managed to catch the new Blood Tune episode live. We had other things to... No big deal, though someone had upped it to... Is that like uploading? What? It to YouTube after the fact, so I'd been able to just watch it there. Damn, they weren't taken down or nothing? Shit, dude. Yeah, it still didn't feel any better, though. Those last words Shogun had left behind, dude, yeah, it was almost as if he knew about God's gaze and how much it terrified me. It was way too specific for it to be a coincidence. Uh-huh. Maybe someone had leaked some info about me online. No, that's impossible. The internet is totally safe. Maybe it was another ESO player with a grudge against Neidhart or something. Prodigies like me got a lot of love, so naturally they also got a lot of hate, of course. Well, most haters out there were just jealous. You wouldn't see them around much, but every once in a while, some child would try to start shit because he was jealous of Neidhart's strength and popularity. They weren't worth anyone's time. Just block them. Fuck them. But we've gone off topic now. Anyway, yeah, that Shogun guy really got to me. Earlier, I tried logging into ESO to grind for a while, but I just couldn't concentrate. Nope. Not after that. And to make matters worse, of all the days for this to happen, what do you mean?
最悪の日だ。
Great. Oh, we didn't even, we saw our anime on YouTube, so it doesn't really matter, but like, I was gonna say, we didn't even catch it live. On top of everything else that happened, I also had to go to school today. How awful. I seriously didn't want to go, but if I didn't follow the minimum attendance sheet to a T, my calculations would get thrown completely off. Yeah, exactly. Worst case scenario, I'd even have to repeat the year.
眠いのに。
Gross. I stifled a yawn and started trudging off towards school, a trip that was about 10 minutes from my base on foot. That's not that bad. Not bad at all. Look at all these people that are kind of terrifying. As soon as I started walking, my mood sank even lower. My body grew heavy, and I found it strangely hard to breathe, causing me to break into an uncomfortable sweat. This was what always happened on school days. Going to school was pure suffering. True. Why did I have to go through this? Grumbling to myself with my eyes fixed on the pavement, I kept on walking. I only cared a little, I only liked school a little bit. Most of the time, I hated it because of the bullying. I turned to enter Shoto Park. The school was just past it. Over by the lake, an elderly couple was taking their morning stroll. Nearby, a businessman sat on a bench reading the sports section of the newspaper. For a park on the outskirts of a bustling city like Shibuya, it was surprisingly calm. Definitely a great place to relax. Will it be calm for too long? I took a seat on another bench nearby. Before heading into the school in the morning, I always came here to eat breakfast. Ah, perfect. I gazed out toward the peaceful pond. The water surrounded by trees with off-colored leaves, their hue slowly changing as autumn rolled in. As per today, or usual, why did I say that? Today's menu was just a cream bun that I'd picked up from the convenience store on the way here. It'd be enough to tide me over until later that night. The hell? Not me. I always skipped lunch. How could you? Nobody wanted to eat lunch with an otaku freak like me. And there was no way in hell I'd eat alone when surrounded by people eating and chatting together. Fuck 'em. You gotta eat. After washing down my breakfast with some cola, I began staring up at the sky absentmindedly. Perfect visual novel protagonist. Dude, he's got a cream bun and just some Coke. No matter the season, the sky above Shibuya was always pretty bleak. I don't know, it looks fine to me. My parents only lived a few train stations away, but there was still a clear difference between here and there. Don't get me wrong, I didn't especially mind the bleak sky, but I also couldn't really explain why. It's fine. I glanced at my watch and checked the time. I guess it's like when you like rain and the weather's all dreary and people are like, yeah, but I'm like, oh, I like the rain. I needed to get going or it'd be late. I'd be late. I said it like it would be late. What? I had to avoid that outcome at all costs. I only come to school 2 or 3 times a week, so I had to keep a low profile. To make it through school, I had to blend in, to become invisible like the air. Dude, we're a freak. It's hard for us to do that. The ideal school day was one where nothing happened, one where I didn't have to deal with any of my teachers or DQN classmates. That was the ultimate goal I shot for, and it would continue to be until the day I'd finally graduate. With minimal effort. Perfect. Oh, God. This was yes, private academy. The school I went to. Apparently had been built around 10 years ago. Only. It didn't exactly have a rich history or anything like that. Since it still looked brand new, it made a pretty good setting for high school TV shows. How about a visual novel? Oh, hey! On top of that, the school uniforms had apparently been designed by some famous designer. A ton of shallow-ass girls enrolled just so they could wear it. What? I just want to be in this outfit. And while they called it a prep school, most students here didn't score much higher than the national average. Even more ironic, though, was that the school slogan was, "Here you'll be free," and yet the school rules were actually really strict. Wow. Then again, they never actually bothered enforcing those rules. What? So I guess the slogan wasn't really wrong in the end. So they just have strict rules and just... okay, whatever. I mean, I barely even showed up. That's true. I didn't even... that no normal school would allow this. And I passed my classes just fine. If you could get away with that, you could probably get away with anything. As I closed in on the school, I could hear the other students more and more clearly. I wasn't good at dealing with crowds, so I just kept my head low as I slipped through the gate. And let's just keep going. Don't acknowledge anybody. Nobody talk to me. Nobody talk to me. Nobody talk to me. Yup. Dude, that's how I am whenever I go outside. I'm like, and then when they do, I'm like, oh. I repeated those words in my head like a mantra. My younger sister, also attended this school, though she still lived with my parents. I have a sister? Run into her, and any perfectly fine day could turn into a nightmare. I want to make things more interesting than what we've already... Oh, they all got faces. I like that. Luckily, I hadn't run into her this time. I made it to class safe and sound. Excellent. I rushed over to my seat right next to the window, being extra careful not to make eye contact with anyone. I could feel a nearby group of girls shoot a glance at me, but thankfully they went right back to chatting afterward. That disgusting guy. They all thought I was a freak. I was sure of it. Well, from my point of view, you 3D sluts are the real freaks. There, settle down there, buddy. All right, let's just... If you think I'm a freak, then don't look at me. Just pretend I'm not here. Don't acknowledge me at all. If you do that, then I won't bother you either, and I could go about my day in peace. That's why it always confuses me when I see DQNs calling people freaks. I just don't get it. If you think they're such a freak, then why even bother talking to them? You gotta just fuck with them, I guess. Just stay in your corner and they'll stay in theirs. I mean, really, he's got a point. Regardless, I was just sitting there, looking at my desk when... Oh, no, don't talk to me.
Yo, Taku.
Oh. Someone suddenly clapped me on the back. Startled, I turned to look behind me.
お前、今日って学校来る日だっけ？
Oh, they got like little mouth moves and everything too.
三角くん
Oh, the little music, the first bit of music in a scene that we've heard so far. Outside of, you know, it was Misumi Daisuke, one of my classmates. He shot me a friendly smile from beside my desk. The guy was pretty handsome, so all the girls were into him. But he was also into them and dated them. Gah, gross. A lot of them. Usually multiple at a time. Oh, jeez. If you ask me, he was balls deep into DQN territory. If it were up to me, I'd stay clear of him, but...
相変わらず暗い顔してんな。ゲームのやりすぎで寝不足か？
You're damn right. Hold on, the music seems really loud. Is there a reason? I mean, I guess. Maybe like a... Well, at least to me it's loud. Let me just... Boom. You know what? I think we should make the voice... Boom! What do you think? A little quieter music, more voice. That's usually how I like to play my games anyway. I love music, but like... Especially when I'm recording, I feel like, because you want to hear the voices loud and clear, but you want to keep the music as you know, it's you can still hear it, but it's just not like overpowering.
別に
He was the only person in class who was comfortable talking to me, though we had absolutely nothing in common, so I had no idea why he bothered. Can't be trusted. I'd been suspicious about it ever since the school year began. Oh no, my paranoia is already kicking in. If I were a girl, I could maybe understand, but since I was a guy, it made no sense to me.
引きこもりだからしゃあねえかもしんねえけどよ。もっとこう、ハキハキ答えろって。
No. I would if I could. Just the act of talking to another 3D human being it was painful. Anxiety made it hard for me to speak naturally. My lack of experience made it hard for me to articulate things. And I was always afraid of being teased for saying something weird. Aww, that was why I always shrunk back. Oh, you have no idea how much pain I'm going through, so please don't talk like you know me. Also, I'm not a goddamn shut-in. Real shut-ins stay in their room 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year. I'm not like that. True, we still
女
go.
相手に緊張するならともかく、そういう態度されると、俺らホモと思われるじゃねえか。
I mean, I don't really care. Oh my god. Oh, no. Wait, was he dating girls as a cover? Has he been into guys all along? Maybe he's into both. You don't know. I tried to back away from him, nearly falling out of my chair in the process, but I quickly grabbed on the desk to catch myself.
何してんだお前。
He like slunk away.
三角くんはホモなの？
なわけねえだろ。お前、俺の女好きを忘れたのか？
It's a cover.
だよね。はあビビった。
I love, like when he's talking to an actual person, it really does, you can really hear in his voice how tiny he is. As in like, you know, how he's been talking about how he's got anxiety about, he doesn't like talking to people. You know, you can actually hear it in his voice. And I like that. Oh no, Misumi-kun took a quick look around and lowered his voice and grinned from ear to ear.
昨日、このクラスの女子で3人目を落とした。誰だか聞きたいか？
No.
いいよ別に。
だよ、もっと興味示せよ。田中だぜ、田中。
I don't.
田中って誰？
Yeah, I don't know. I just.
お前、もうすぐ10月だってのに、未だに同じクラスのやつの顔を覚えてねえのか？
Why would I care?
ま、3次元に興味ないんじゃ、それも当然か。
And I'm barely here. Visibly frustrated, he shrugged his shoulders and let out a sigh. Well, interestingly enough, he never insulted my taste in girls, which was, to put it simply, that they had to be from the second dimension. But he never called me a freak for that. He just didn't bother with things that didn't interest him. that was what made me think he may not have been bad at all. You know, I mean, not all that bad. That was also probably the reason why I didn't mind talking to him.
これでうちのクラスの可愛い女はほぼ攻略完了だ。そろそろ隣のクラスにも守備範囲広げようかって思ってんだよ。
I don't want to talk anymore. Okay, maybe he was pretty bad. If a girl overheard some of the shit he'd said, she'd be horrified. I don't know. Apparently he just bags every girl he can.
D 組によ、めったに学校来ねえけど、すごくいい女がいるらしいんだよ。
Oh, wait, like me?
なんか、そういうの、燃えねえか。あ、お前の場合は燃えるんじゃなくて、燃えだっけか？
I mean, like, are you talking about 2D? That's not... Whatever.
ま、お前の興味ねえ話はそろそろやめるか。
Okay.
じゃあよ、ニュージェネの話知ってるだろ。
Okay, why did you have to bring that up? We knew it was coming, but I hadn't expected to hear those words come out of his mouth. And here I thought he was only capable of talking about girls. I couldn't even picture him watching the news or reading the newspaper.
集団ダイブの事件さ。あれも噂によると殺人らしいぜ。
Yeah, I heard.
へえ。
マジだって書いてあったんだよ、スポ島に。
Dude, this is like one of those news things that everybody would hear about because of how crazy it is. You know what I mean? Oh, wait. What? So his source was Sports Tokyo? That kind of erased any and all credibility. Still, I'd already known about that rumor. Not that I cared.
で、聞いて驚け。その殺人鬼が女で、しかもかなり美人だって目撃証言があんだよ。
Oh no.
女。
Oh no. Watching Misumi-kun get so excited, it finally hit me. Why did he suddenly care enough to read Sports Tokyo? Same reason he cared about anything else. Something to do with girls. What a twist. I guess Misumi-kun would even go after serial killers as long as they were cute. I mean, hey, you know what they say. I ain't gonna say it, but you know what they say. I mean, if it were me, I'd take a cute 2D serial killer, but... Dude, I'm into Yandere, so, I mean, really, not real life Yanderes, but like, you know, Misumi-kun stared longingly at the blue sky outside the window. Then, for some reason, his face suddenly lit up as if he'd reached enlightenment itself.
どんなやつなんだろうな、犯人って。本当に美人なのかな。会ってみて。
Yeah, this dude definitely thought exclusively with the wrong head. No, you stay away from someone like that.
俺だけは殺されねえ自信があんだよな。だってほら、俺ってかっこいいだろ。いくら連続殺人鬼でも、俺みたいないい男に会ったら、コロッと惚れちゃうぜ。
You can't say that oh my god. And that's why she wouldn't kill you? This guy was so delusional that he gave me a run for my money. The fact that he was able to say all that without even the hint of irony was honestly pretty gross.
僕は興味ないから。
でもよ、興味ないっつったって、犯人は絶対この辺うろうろしてんだぞ。どっかですれ違ってたりするかもしんねえし。
Impossible. Well, for all I know, you could be the murderer. He's not a cute girl, though. Okay, probably not, but it was entirely possible that the killer could be one of the students at this very school. I keep, like, when it pops up with the new tip, I freak out a little bit. If that turned out to be true, maybe I'd use my PTSD as an excuse to come in less often without hurting my attendance. Oh.
なあ、今日俺と一緒に殺人現場見に行かね。
No?
ここから歩いて行けんだってよ。まだ血とか残ってるらしいぞ。
I would rather not, thank you. I had absolutely zero interest in doing that. I just wanted to get through school in peace, go home, greet Saraton, and then get back to being worshipped like a god in base lard.
もう小橋と長谷川は見に行ったって言ってたしよ。
I don't want to see.
本当に興味ないんだ。
Yeah. Why would I do? Oh, God. Oh, okay. Wait, what the shit is this? What the shit? I felt bad about turning Misumi-kun down since he seemed so excited about it, but I really did not want to go. But even though I was trying my hardest to refuse, he just wasn't listening.
そしたら犯人とばったり会っちゃったりしてな。犯人は犯行現場に戻ってくるってよく言うだろ。
Wait, are these like, I heard about, like, you know, obviously the delusion stuff. But, like, is that what this is? What is the, unless, like, I'm a crazy person. Is that what this is? Is this good and bad? Is this gonna be him zoning the shit out? Oh no. What's a... Because I feel like we all do that, right? Like, we all, like, have, like, scenarios in our head that we play out that we wouldn't actually do or act upon. And I feel like this might be this is the kind of same way. How's about we start with, unless, like, oh no. Oh, so it gives you time, right? That's what it's looking like here. Oh no, go back. Oh, I don't. You know what? I want some good in my life. Let me do that. So it gives you time, I suppose.
で、次はタクがターゲットにされるんだ。死をもって罪を償え。みたいな。罪状はそうだな。引きこもってたからってことで。
Perfect. Oh. Maybe so is what it is? Felt like it should have been obvious to him how much I didn't want to go see a puddle of blood and gore. Would have been way too much for me. It wouldn't be like a haunted house or a horror movie or something. People had actually died IRL and the killer was still on the loose. So wherever the murderer was likely to be, I'd have liked to be anywhere but there. Still, oh gee. So I was curious about the murderer. What could have possibly been their motive? Were they just a psychopath that committed crimes for the hell of it? That was probably the most reasonable explanation. Well, whatever. It didn't really matter to me. I mean, I was a serial killer too. Yeah, in a game. And even though I'd killed hundreds and people treated me like a hero, that was an ESO though. Lol, 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 lol. Just goes to show how much better the 2D world is. Anyway, as I tried my hardest to turn down Misumi-kun's proposal, I imagined myself like a brawler, straight out of some fighting game. Ah, perfect! A psycho killer? Heh, if I ran into a guy like that, I'd turn him into mincemeat. In my delusions, I could kill or spare anyone I wanted. But the people who actually tried to live out those sorts of delusions were idiots. Didn't they know that real-life actions had real-life consequences? Even the NewGen killer would be caught eventually. And then they'd rot in prison for years, decades even, just waiting to be sent to the gallows. If I could say one thing to them, it'd be, what a pity. You really should have just kept your delusions to yourself. Oh, God. Oh, you ended the line there. Why? Is that what is does it matter which one I pick during parts like that? God, I hope not. I think I've already screwed up. Just let me live my life. Let me have my delusions and keep them to myself. I went out to buy myself some din-din. I took the road I always used to get to my local convenience store. It was only a 3-minute walk from my base. I'd walked down this dirty alley more times than I could count. I'm about to die, aren't I? But for some reason, walking through it today, I couldn't help but feel as if I'd stepped into another world. Just have another delusion. We'll be fine. The alley was the same, as ever, but it felt like it was the first time I'd ever set foot in it. familiar yet new, like the opposite of deja vu. I'd researched the phenomenon online before. The name for it apparently, Jamais vu. I just like saying deja vu. What's more, the stench of rotting garbage was lingering in the air. The moisture in the atmosphere was so thick that if I hadn't known any better, I'd have assumed that it'd just been raining. The air was like syrup on my skin. Ew. Not the humid, that's gross. I don't like how the background is all wibbly wobbly. Oh, I hear a sound. The faint sound of something dragging across the ground. Oh, great! I stopped in my tracks and listened closely. Other way, buddy. Let's just leave. Sounded like it was coming from up ahead, from somewhere down the alley and around the corner. Without any street lights or lit up windows, it was pitch black down there. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't see a thing. It was strange. This was modern day Shibuya, a place that, along with Shinjuku, was known as the city that never sleeps. So how could there still be places that were this dark? I don't know. It almost felt like the entrance to a haunted house. Actually, there was one very large distinction. Oh no, the creepy music. It's been going this whole time. The darkness wasn't man-made. It was real. I didn't want to go any further. Nothing good would come from it. My brain set off every alarm it could, trying to prevent my body from taking another step. Please just... And there he goes. God damn it. But for some inexplicable reason, my body stepped forward anyway, as if drawn to that repeating sound. We've already seen the formula, the pictures, or we've already screwed ourselves. My fear urged me to stop, that something horrible would happen if I kept going. My heart started racing. My forehead was slick with sweat. Just... Oh no. Suddenly, a noise that was beautiful yet somehow discordant at the same time reached my ears. A voice, garbled by static. Before I knew it, someone had grabbed my forearm. Well, it was all too sudden. I panicked and tried to scream for help, but all that came out was a puff of air. Terrified, I tried to force my body to run away, but it wouldn't listen. I couldn't move an inch. I looked toward my arm, and the hand of the thing that grabbed me came into view. What the shit? That is not what I expected at all. It was dark green with skin taut like a mummy's. Countless veins protruded from the surface. It didn't look alive. To be honest, it made sense that I couldn't move. Going all deer in the headlights was a natural reaction to what was happening. What was surprising to me, though, was that the voice in my ear was so soothing. Yeah, that's the weird part. The fear swelling inside me was starting to vanish. It's trying to help me. Listen. A serious yet gentle voice. I slowly looked over my shoulder. Okay, nope. The first thing I noticed was the Shumei Academy emblem. The same emblem you could find sewn onto the chest of each and every Shumei uniform. Yepers. Then I noticed that the person was wearing a skirt, which meant she was a girl. You don't know. But I didn't have the courage to look at the most important part. Her face. She was standing way closer than I was expecting, so I couldn't bring myself to face her. That's a lot of blood. I couldn't put my finger on why, but for some reason something seemed off. So I turned my attention back toward her hand. Oh, and now it's fine. Okay. I'm losing my mind. The hand gripping my arm was delicate and feminine, even though just a moment ago I had seen it as green and grotesque. This girl, who was she? What kind of expression was on her face? What kind of expression was she making at me? What was she doing here? In spite of all my questions, I couldn't manage to get a single word out. I simply hung my head in silence. At some point, the dragging sound had stopped.
もう帰って。
Yes, ma'am. And in its place, there was a smell coming from her body.
たくみくん。
Oh no! The stench of blood. Okay, huh?
これはいい。
I didn't like that. Wait, where am I? What year is it? Alright, anywho, let me digest that. I was sitting behind a computer monitor. I chugged down a cola to contain my excitement, then leaned back in my chair. Ah, that'd been one hell of a delusion. Oh, well, shit. I especially liked that mystery girl. Might have given her a name and flesh out her personality in future delusions. See, like, we all have delusions, but this is on that whole other crazy schizo level. I let my imagination run wild like this all the time. Usually I'd go on to cast the existing character as the girl, such as Seraton, so I might as well do that here too. Actually, Sarah didn't quite fit the vibe of that mystery girl. Well, at any rate, it was a lot of fun mixing together 2D and 3D in my delusions. I was the god of the world inside my head. In there, everything bent to my will.
次はちょっとエロ要素も。
But like, hold up. Like, the thing at the start said, what if our delusions made real? We gotta stop. I said that to myself as if I were at my base, but then I remembered I was in an internet cafe. I quickly covered my mouth. There's someone like looks at him. Ooh. I quietly peeked outside. Didn't seem like anyone had heard me just now, so meh. Nope. Let me get out. For an indoor person like me, at cafe was the only hangout spot I enjoyed. Being at the center of Shibuya and all, there were plenty of 3D DQN women in office drones occupying it, but since the rooms were all private, that wasn't an issue. Ooh, nice. I thought it was like little booths. As for the room I was in, it was the one I always reserved. Room 37, located way in the back. It's like got our name on it and everything. It's all exclusively for us. It was pretty inconvenient to get refills, but since very few people ever reserved rooms near the back, it was quiet and nice. Once or twice a week, I'd come here on my way home from school to log into my other ESO account. God, he's got two of them. Of course he does. Neidhart was essentially a celebrity, so this is my way to relax and enjoy the game. While I did love being treated like a hero all the time, it sure did take its toll. Oh boy. We got a female character. That was why I'd made another avatar. This was a female character named Lislotte. Yes, I hadn't accomplished anything big with her. I'd mainly just made her to help Neidhart look even better by comparison. I played about for 3 hours to blow off some steam. I then had some fun messing around with my guildmates while talking about hardcore dojins on other random shit. Uh-oh. We can't be discussing that here. By the time I'd left the cafe, it was already around 9 p.m. There were even more DQNs around at this time of night. They'd line the streets like they owned the place, stuffing their faces with greasy-ass hamburgers. Hey, thems are good, alright? As they let out the most disgusting laughter imaginable. You have no right to talk. Just looking at them made me want to puke. And what was especially bad? If you just so much as looked at them the wrong way, they'd immediately come beat the shit out of you. Fucking savages. Dude. It's true, though. That's just real life. They weren't human. They were animals. Not fit for civilized society. Just throw them in the slaughterhouse or something. Jesus. Well, I'd say that, but there was no way I could hope to ever stand up to them myself, so there was no point in trying. Regardless, it was time to get the hell out of Center Guy. Yes. On my way back from a cafe, I always dropped by Manga Darake, which was pretty close by. Or animate. I like that. Which one's a bit further off. I decided to check out Animate today, and so I headed toward the station south exit. Why do I feel like this is gonna fuck us? Down that path, there was an instant drop in the number of DQNs. Man, Center Guy was complete and utter chaos. Just walking through it brought me nothing but pain and suffering. I'd never set foot there again if I could help it. Wish the whole place would just get blown to smithereens. Except that cafe or Manga Darake, of course. Yes, sure. Alright then, time to go browsing for comics, dojins, or whatever else caught my eye. Oh yeah, that's right, the Bloodtoon Volume 5 DVD was coming out soon. Nice! Was it available for pre-order yet? Damn, we're still in DVD times. Man, I forget. If so, I definitely needed to get one nailed down. Just go, listen. Why do we have to like... Before I knew it, I found myself in an alleyway in Mariyama Macho, the same alley I always took back home from Animate. I blinked a couple times to make sure that I just wasn't seeing things. I took a look inside my bag. Okay, nothing inside but the usual. Some textbooks and a handheld game system. Okay, cool. Hadn't bought anything from Animate today. Strange. Normally, I'd never leave Animate empty-handed. What the shit just happened to me? Whatever. I let out a sigh and continued walking. Shouldn't take me more than 15 minutes to reach my base from here. I was only a short walk from the station, yet the dazzling neon lights and thick crowds had all but vanished. There were the occasional passerby, who usually hold their couples heading to love hotels, or random businessmen heading home, but aside from that, the place was deserted. Hard to believe this was still Shibuya, home of the bustling DQN-infested Center Guy. Somehow it was already nighttime, and if that weren't enough, it was especially cloudy tonight, making it even darker than usual since the moonlight couldn't shine through. Great, this makes it even scarier. Thanks for that. Oh no.
まただ。
No, I don't want to be here. We had a delusion. I'd walked down this dirty alley more times than I could count, but for some reason, walking through it today, I couldn't help but feel like I'd been stepped into another world. It's the same thing. It's the same. The alley was the same as ever, but it felt like it was the first time I'd ever set foot in it. What's more, the stench of rotting garbage was lingering in the air. Ah, no, not the syrup skin.
いや、ちょっと待った。
Why is the sound just... Why did I say again? Has this happened before? Hadn't I felt this sense of... I'm just gonna say deja vu before? Fuck! Was I getting my delusions mixed up with reality or something? So that sounds about right, buddy. That sounded like the kind of nonsense some expert psychiatrist would say on one of those TV talk shows. Oh, whatever. The point was, right at that moment, I was feeling a strange sense of deja vu. But, on top of that, I could feel a prickling sensation on the nape of my neck. A sensation I knew very well. The feeling of being watched from the heavens. Dude, I'm telling you, it's just me. And I could tell, or say for sure, that it was no delusion. It felt inescapable, as if no matter where I went, the gaze would follow. Look, we're just looking at you. What's the matter with that? There was no doubt in my mind. Somebody was watching me. That was just how powerful the sensation was. I desperately wanted to look behind me, but I challenged myself not to. It was a game that I played every once in a while. A test. I called it the "it'll take more than that to make me turn around" game. The aim of the game, obviously, was to avoid turning around. I played it when I heard a weird sound or felt like I was being watched. You could get killed like that. Whenever I felt the gaze, I tended to imagine some kind of insanely terrifying ghost or monster lurking behind me. Not like I'd ever actually seen anything in the past 17 years, though. Even on the occasions when I'd lost my patience and turned around. Oh boy. Still, I'd always been able to have at least a little bit of fun with it. Dude, it's gonna happen one day. I'm telling you. I said that last time. I'd listen to the wind, raise an eyebrow suspiciously, and say phrases ripped straight out of a manga. That was the only reason why I did it. Because it was fun. Definitely not because I was scared or anything, Baka at Cheese Space.
貴様見ているな。
No.
その目誰の目？
Oh, I don't.
なんちゃって。
Ugh. Okay, I gotta be honest. I was just trying to act calm, but before I knew it, I'd stopped dead in my tracks. I sensed a change in atmosphere, paralyzing my body in place. I then noticed my face was soaked with sweat, and my knees were shaking. Unable to take it anymore, I turned around, which meant that we lost the game. But thankfully there was no one behind me, not even a car passing by or something. Ah, whew, so why did I feel so uneasy? Oh, I don't know. Oh, it stopped. The ringing in my ears ceased. Okay, it was just the titanitis, it's fine. I hadn't even realized it, but I'd been hearing some ringing sound this whole time. Dude, I was hearing it. But still, until now, I'd been completely oblivious to it. And now that it was gone, I couldn't hear anything at all. For a place like Tokyo, this sort of sudden silence seemed completely unreal. It was the sort of perfect silence where you could hear a pin drop if you focused hard enough. Oh, we're going to hear the dragging again. So I closed my eyes and listened closely just to see what I could hear. Nothing. But I still couldn't hear anything at all. Whew! That was pretty strange. No, that was definitely strange. There were all sorts of things I should have been hearing. Trains running by, car horns in the distance, some sort of small noise. So why did I hear nothing? Was something wrong with my ears? I felt compelled to shout just so I could hear something. I felt like I might go crazy otherwise. It's too late for that. But I couldn't do it. The silence was deafening, but it made me fear what would happen if I broke it. Oh no. Oh, that's like the sound of someone hitting a hammer on a nail or something. Suddenly, a single sound resounded through the silent world. Nope. I turned my head to look at the source, but instead I found a slew of shining objects scattered across the asphalt.
十字架?
Like, why? When I saw them, my body suddenly unfroze. And naturally, perhaps too naturally, I started moving toward them. Yeah, sure, that's the logical thing to do. Driven by curiosity, I picked one up. It was made of metal, with a long, pointy end like a needle. A stake, or a nail, maybe? That's kind of the same, you know? It's just a stake is like a bigger nail. Whatever it was shaped like a cross, hence my initial confusion. It felt almost phantasmal, like it might float away at any moment. I tightened my grip on it. There's a lot of them, and the sound continued to reverberate faintly in the distance. A sound cold enough to send chills down my spine, repeating incessantly. Even so, I couldn't help but move toward its source, like I was in a trance. Nope. Was it just morbid curiosity? Or was I hoping that the noise would save me? That it would grant me salvation from this silent world? It already has, technically, because we're hearing it. You know, this reminded me of that one German folk tale. What was it again? Oh yeah, the Pied Piper of Hamelin. A story in which the sound of one man's pipe lured over 100 children into following him. The clanging sound refused to stop, and the further I walked, the louder it got. It was coming from farther down the alley, past the corner on my left. I could already tell. If I turned that corner, I would be met with the source of that sound. Well, we're already here, and yet I never thought of turning back. Such a thought didn't even cross my mind. Cut cross like in our hand. It was like my body was moving on its own. And so I turned the corner, and my eyes were struck by, a vibrant crimson, shining through the darkness. Oh, what exactly? Oh no. Wait a minute. What? That's kind of, it's hold up. Listen. I'm pretty sure that's the flash of what I saw in the picture before. Unless I myself am going crazy. And, oh no. My first thought was, where have I seen this art piece before? Okay, so, yeah, and my second thought was, it doesn't look very realistic. Bro! Go on, get! Maybe I was so shocked that my brain wasn't processing things properly. Normally, when I saw something this terrifying, I'd freeze, scream like a little girl, and piss my pants all at once. The work consisted of spikes arranged on a wall, like the quills of a hedgehog, or pins in a pin cushion. So then, that meant that the puddle of crimson below was blood. The feeble glow of the streetlight just barely reached it, causing the pool to gleam in the darkness. Listen, just let me watch. Don't turn around. And scattered around were a few shiny pieces of what looked like meat. Maybe. I couldn't really tell. I would imagine. I tried to gulp, but my throat had gone completely dry. Not a single drop of saliva to be found. And then I realized the thing that was nailed to the wall, don't do the flash, was a human corpse. Yeah? A murder that was far too unnatural, far too brutal, far too immoderate. And the one who done it, the one who'd been nailing these stakes to the wall, was a single girl. As for how I knew that, I mean, I don't like that. It was because she was right there, standing in front of her art, holding a bundle of stakes in her blood-soaked hand. Seems like she's pretty much good. I could only see her back from here, and normally I'd be really into that, but I'm not right now, so obviously I had no clue what she looked like. What I could tell, though, was that she was wearing a Jamais Academy uniform. The stench of rotting garbage was intensifying, and I was hit with wave after wave of nausea. I put my hand to my mouth to stop me from vomiting, but I was nearly at my limit. And then it suddenly dawned on me. The cause of my deja vu, the answer to the question, where have I seen this before? God.
あの時の 将軍の
Okay.
リンク写真
I was right. That's what I thought I saw with the flash, with the quick flash. Sorry, my throat's that's a little tickle, like a little fairy in my throat. Just without meaning to, I'd said that out loud. Oh, I was gonna say the staking stopped. Without realizing how dangerous or even deadly that mistake could be. Oh, God, Jesus. In response to my voice, her shoulder twitched slightly, Oh, and with that, she slowly turned to face me. Oh my god. The eyes. With all the blood. In that moment, it was as if her gaze was piercing straight through me. Such desolate eyes. She had just killed someone. Nope. At first, she seemed shocked, but her expression quickly changed to a somber smile, and then
よかった。
she softly whispered those words. Thank goodness for what? Oh, God. And why was she smiling at me? I didn't understand. The questions kept piling up to the point where it sent a chill down my spine. Now panicking, I tried averting my eyes. Uh-oh. Deer in the headlights moment. It's already... The first thing that came to my mind was, I don't want anything to do with this. Uh-huh. I mean, for starters, I could hardly make eye contact with regular 3D girls, let alone psycho killers, and the police would be here soon, and I was hungry. I mean, that's why I should go home. Yeah, you know, I need to get out of here as fast as humanly possible. If I don't, I'll go insane. Too late for that, buddy. Oh no. Suddenly, she called me by name, even though I'd never told her my name, even though I'd never met her and even met her before.
あなたに会いたかった。
Oh. God, and she looked at me. Her lips twisted into a horrifically fearsome smile, almost like she was a demon. That was a weird scream. It sounded like it kept flip-flopping between my headset. Screaming at the top of my lungs, I ran as fast as my legs could carry me. It hurt to breathe, but I didn't really care. I just kept screaming and running as if my life depended on it. Nope. At one point along the way, I turned my head to look behind me, but she didn't seem to be chasing me. Oh, wait a minute. Ah, back in my safe space. I was gonna say, was that just another delusion? No, it wasn't. Oh, part of me was hoping, but we all knew. Oh, so was that's the same girl from the start, right? When we're laying there dead as fuck, and she stabs us and everything, and then now we're in the video game like that, you know. At least I think it was. I don't remember, or no, I'm not that I don't. It's just, you know, I need to like go back. Look, I'm still getting used to everything. I'm scared. I'm scared of women that want to kill. Oh.